What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to your match review for Bayern 3, Chelsea 1 in the first of 7, 6, 8. First of 8 matches in the league stage. And not a very good start for Chelsea in Champions League. First time in Champions League in... It's technically 2 years, but this would have been the 3rd year. So we're back on the 3rd year. So it's 2 years, right? Because Graham Potter was the last time. Then there was a season without it with Poch, a season without it with Maresca. So
this is the 3rd season. So technically, it's still good.
Okay, so the first time in 3 years that Chelsea are now back in the Champions League, and a bit of a disappointing performance. We set up very similarly to how we set up against PSG. And we'll talk about it. I'll do the brief summary in a bit. But ladies and gents, just so you know, and just so you're aware, I'm not going to crash out. I'm not going to jump the gun. There's still plenty of games to go. And we're not UCL already. They shit themselves and gave away 3 goals. Cool. Then I hope you had the same energy for PSG last season when they won the whole thing. All right. Anyways, I get it, people. It's upsetting. We'll talk about it, and we will be critical here because we're critical backstage. So don't worry. We're not gonna be biased. We're not gonna be toxic positive and shit. We're gonna say it like it is. But before we do, you guys already know what to do. Smash up the like button because you're not frauds like some of the players that played today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, because you're also not frauds, and you want to help us get to 5K because you tune in for the non-biased commentary we have on here. And 3, smash the like button because after today's game, you may or may not be.
Don't forget chat. Maresca out, man. There we go.
So we'll hear it out. We'll hear it all out. Ladies and gents, let's do the quick summary of the match today. Oh, memberships. Also be sure to check those out, all right? Let's do the quick summary real quick. Chelsea go to Bayern Munich, the Allianz Arena. How much is capacity is the Allianz? Did anyone ever answer me that in Discord?
Alexa, how big is the Allianz Arena seating wise?
I didn't catch that. Please say that again.
I was about to say to Chris, what's the over-under it works on stream? Because off stream, that shit works
Allianz
all the time.
Arena.
She don't like you, man. She don't like you.
I'm not quite sure how to help you
Yeah,
with that.
so she don't like you.
Allianz
Okay,
Arena
Google.
seating.
Just
Oh, my
throw
phone's
out the
over
bin,
here.
man.
Shit,
Just
my
throw in the
phone-
bin. Out the window.
All right, hold on.
All right, Marshall, I got the number. I got my number. How many do you think it
Okay,
is?
Google. What is the capacity for the Allianz Arena?
Oh, look, even the comments about it, man. 75,000. Fuck Alexa.
The Allianz Arena's capacity is 75,024 for domestic matches and 70,000 for international matches.
Why is it less for international? That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason behind it.
For protection reasons.
I guess so. But yeah, my phone loves me more than yours. Anyways, so going into the summary of the match today, we go to the Allianz Arena, obviously a packed out stadium. I think the boys felt the pressure today for sure. We start off the game with pretty much identical lineup to what we put up against PSG, barring Colwell missing, Tosin in his place. And first 15 minutes or so, 20, 30 minutes, I think the first half we were generally pretty good. I think we started stronger in the first 15 to 20 minutes for sure. But unfortunately, football doesn't give a crap about that. Because at the end of the day, it's who scores the goal. Because goals are what the purpose of the game is, right? To score. And I would say also, this is my 2 cents on it, and I'm sure some of you agree. What happens for the first goal is Caicedo goes to win a tackle from the back against Kimmich, and the ref gives it as a foul. Now, I don't think that's a foul. In the Premier League, it's very likely not a foul. He won it cleanly, but the referee deemed it as a foul. So that's the first what the fuck moment, right? I'm already upset. Then the referee gets in the way. He has to retake the kick. And not even retake the kick, but it's a drop ball. So everyone's out of shape. Everyone's out of their position. All of a sudden, and I think it was Kimmich that passed it to Olise on the right wing. Who is Olise up against? Not Cucurella. That's what I would have thought too. It's João Pedro. So defensively, we weren't in the proper shape. João Pedro's doing defensive duties against Olise, which, listen, I like João Pedro. I think he's a good player, but he can't do everything, and not against Olise, who then crosses it into the box. Very dangerous area, and unfortunately, Chalobah is unable to clear it. He ends up causing an own goal. We thought it was Upamecano. Upamecano kind of pushes him towards it, but at the end of the day, it's not really enough for a foul. And there it is. Bayern are now up 1-0. And it didn't take very long, about 7 minutes, until Chelsea started to succumb to pressure. Chelsea started to make some mistakes from out the back in particular. Bayern were pressing us. Cucurella forced to make a pass that didn't end up getting to its designated target, which I believe was Pedro Neto in that case. The ball comes, so Olise is there to catch the ball. He finds Harry Kane, and Caicedo, who did not have a good performance today at all. Caicedo ends up in a 1v1 against Kane, and unfortunately misses touching the ball enough to merit it not a foul. So he pretty much blocks Kane from moving and causes Kane to trip over, causing a penalty. And Kane, when it comes to penalty, I think this season is 8-7 or something like that, or 7-8. He missed one, literally the game prior to this one. But Kane is good at penalties, and unfortunately, slotted away. Chelsea are now down 2-0. Not very good, but it didn't take very long for Chelsea to respond, and it came from a Caicedo moment, to be honest. Kind of redeemed himself a little bit. This is one of his few redeeming moments in the game, where he holds up the play well enough, passes it over to Palmer, who makes a run into the Bayern side of the field, does a little 1-2 with Gusto, who was playing a brilliant game up until his error in the second half. Gusto flicks it, not even flicks it, but a nice little pass back to Palmer. Palmer one-time shot, gets it past Manuel Neuer, and now we're talking about a 2-1 game going into the second half. Didn't really look like we were creating many other chances towards the latter part of that first half, but at least it's still a manageable score going into the second half. We come out of the second half, no changes made, and we looked like we were struggling in the midfield. I'll be honest. Enzo wasn't really able to do much. Caicedo was relatively poor for his standards. and Reece James was kind of non-existent, and it was just not well put together today. Defensively, I think Chalobah was making too many mistakes. I think Tosin was our best defender, winning aerial battles, blocking KANE from shots, and finding passes through the middle. Cucurella had a shift to do and couldn't really do much, and Malagusto was playing well up until the 63rd minute, where unfortunately under pressure doesn't get a pass off the way he meant to, doesn't get the right weight on it, and unfortunately it's intercepted by a Bayern player. Forget which Bayern player it was. And the ball goes into the box. Harry Kane runs towards the Sanchez, and I believe I'm remembering this right. He runs towards the Sanchez, and Harry Kane being clinical doesn't need many chances to put a goal away, and puts it away for the third Bayern Munich goal. We made a few substitutes. We made a few changes. Garnacho came on for Neto, who wasn't very good on the left-hand side today. Then we had Santos come on for Reece James. What else happened in today's game? I can't even remember. Who else came on? Enzo Fernandez came off for Stavao. We made a few changes, and we looked a little better towards the end, but unfortunately not enough time to give us a chance. Palmer did have an offside goal. Unfortunately, it was just offside because of Santos and just not timing that run early enough, or timing that pass, the threaded pass early enough for him to get the goal, get to Palmer in time in an onside position. And that's the game, people. Obviously lackluster, obviously disappointing, obviously a bummer, because I think a lot of Chelsea fans, or at least me and a few of the ones that I spoke to today, had some high hopes for today's game, and really expected that, we would do a lot better than what we saw on the pitch. And unfortunately, that's just not what happened. And as Ahmed would say, the game's the game. And I think we were humbled quite a bit today by Bayern. Listen, it's a tough Bayern side. We knew it was going to be a tough game. We wanted to see where we were in terms of quality and the level of the players on the pitch, but it didn't show today. Today was a poor game from pretty much everyone, barring a few players. Like, I think Palmer played well for as much as he got on the pitch. I think Tosin played well. I think even Sanchez kept us in the game at many times. But 3 out of 11 players to play well is not enough to be a Bayern side, especially in Champions League. So hopefully this is just a fluke. Hopefully this is just falling to pressure and nerves, because against Benfica, we need to do better. But all right, I'm going to start off by going with Chris, and then we'll go to Ahmed. Chris, what is your thoughts on today's match?
Yeah, like you said about defense. Our defense was definitely very poor from it. I thought, like, with Gusto, he was doing well until that mistake, but yeah, like, he was doing well to that point. But I thought Chalobah was very off it as well. I felt really bad as well for today, I will say, is Sanchez. I felt bad for Sanchez because I didn't think Cucurella had a great game. Chalobah wasn't good for me as well, and I thought Tosin was definitely our best defender, but I don't think he's, like, unreal or nothing like that. We still conceded.
No, he wouldn't have
3
like a
goals.
world-class performance.
We still conceded 3 goals, and we conceded way more chances as well, because, like, the way Gnabry and Elise was just splitting them up and just threw balling it in there. It was disgusting to see as well. And I've noticed in a little bit of a pattern, I don't know how much, but like the Brentford game, we was poor. Today, defensively, was poor. I hope it does change in the next game, because we'll be having a different conversation for sure. But yeah, I felt bad for Sanchez because he saved a few shots in there, and he did one very good save where we was 2-1 down, I think, and it was like a good shot, and he went low and he saved it. I
forget
don't know
who had that shot.
Yeah, that's
I
the
think it was
problem.
Gnabry.
But yeah, even Caicedo, I think we all can agree, like, what we can remember, this is probably his worst performance. He's always given us like 7s at least, 8s, 9s, even 10s or whatever. Today he gave me like a 5. He was very poor, and this is where I felt like, yeah, you could say like Reece wasn't really like doing that well, but I don't think Reece was bad. But if you have a good Caicedo next year, it's gonna be so much you can do, Navy, because like if Caicedo's not doing well in that midfield, I feel like our midfield's gonna crumble, and their like attack and their midfield's gonna overcome ours as well. I don't know what to say of Enzo, because I don't think Enzo was awful, but like he didn't do enough, Navy, but like that's the thing. You know, if Caicedo wasn't doing well in that midfield, then maybe these other players like Reece and Enzo can't do as well. It just like comes from him. He's the engine. He's everything in that midfield. I don't think we have to say much about Neto. Definitely his worst performance in since Club World Cup for sure. Like, he was poor. He should have been off probably earlier, I thought. Like, he wasn't, I don't think, tracking back that well, like he normally would. Obviously not pressing. He didn't really create anything. He didn't really do a whole lot. I thought the only players who did really well today, Cole Palmer. He created a few good chances. Could have got 2 goals maybe. His finishing was on point today. That first goal he scored was amazing to bring us back, because I think we went 2-0 down, and then I think they showed it 15-20 seconds later or something. We scored. I think I forgot Tar fouled I think Caicedo or something, and yeah, Palmer did really well, and then linked up to Gusto, and we scored it. But I'm not like, you know, that like mad today, because I always thought it was gonna be a tough game at Bayern Munich. Like, I didn't expect us to win. All I hoped is we can draw or show something, but our defense let us down. For me, our defense heavily let us down. And I can't just say like just Chalobah or like, you know, Tosin or Cucurella or Augusta. I thought they weren't all that great. I thought Tosin was definitely the best out of the bunch. I'm not gonna say he wasn't. I don't think he's bad, but also with João Pedro, I thought he did what he could have done. He didn't get any chances, but like his link up was still there. He was passing it fine, and he was even trying to trap back in that game. But I've just won his bad days office, maybe just in defense, I could say. I'm not gonna like just go over the top, but yeah, it sucks though. It sucks because I felt like we had a game there. It's just we made our mistakes. We made we made our bed in that game. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'll throw this out there before we go to Ahmed's analysis in the game. This is our first defeat since Flamengo. 3 defeats in the last 23 games, 2 draws, which is why, guys, you're not going to hear me crashing out, because when you look at the bigger picture, since the turnaround of form, we're overall doing well. Unfortunately, we have to lose from time to time. We can't be undefeated forever. So it breaks the streak again for at least this season. And hopefully this doesn't translate or leaks into the league form. But yeah, I am disappointed with the performance regardless. It doesn't excuse it at all, but it is disappointing. I just want to really emphasize that I am disappointed in the performance, right? So there's no me trying to scapegoat anything. I'm not even going to really talk about Sanchez today. So if you wanted a Sanchez agenda, they go to previous streams where he's actually culpable for things, not this one. Ahmed, talk to me about the game today and your thoughts.
I think lineup-wise, I think it was pretty much expected. I don't think any of us expected any different, to be honest, right? Because of the way the manager usually thinks and does his things. And again, this is the lineup that I think the manager felt against PSG would have worked. Now, I think practically for the first 15 minutes it worked, right? In terms of we were creating chances, we were giving Bayern the possession essentially in the sense that you wanted to counter them, right? And then create chances that way. I think for me, the problem then became after the first 15 minutes, right? Our midfield was not strong and cohesive enough, but and it meant that the Bayern were being allowed to basically get all the way up to the edge of our box, because midfield-wise, we started to become passive, right? And then the other problem became that they then they then created some level of overload on Cucurella's side in particular, right? Where they were able to over the top the ball over Cucurella, and then whoever their man was on that side was able to then put in a cross on that side, right? Or he could then try to at least take on a Tosin, or if a Chalobah may come in and at times in that, right? Which is again another worrying thing we should be worrying about now, because we were initially worrying about the long ball over the top, where onto Trevor Chalobah's side, who we know cannot head the ball, correct? I mean, I think Marshall probably got a better ability than Trevor Chalobah. What are you saying on that?
No, he's 5'4". He ain't doing nothing.
What are you saying, Marshall? Come on.
Okay, first of all, Chris, I'm fucking 5'8". Fuck you. All right. Second of all, I suck at heading because I close my eyes every time I head the ball. So
Wow!
it kicks on top of my head
I'm on
or
to
whatever.
man.
I can't, what do you mean? What do you mean? You don't close your eyes when a fish is coming to you? When an object is coming to you in your face, you don't close your fucking eyes?
Right. When
Sorry, that's why I'm not professional. I just talk football. I don't play it, unfortunately. Not anymore.
close your eyes before it hits you.
Anyway, let's
I can't. I try to keep them open, Chris, but if I try to keep them open, it'll be like this.
Bad,
Like,
Wow, man, I'm disappointed.
I was a
Marshall,
right
man.
back, Chris. Okay, I didn't have to get
I
into
thought
the
you
box
had the
too much.
minimum with Marshall, man. The minimum with Marshall. But no, on a serious note, obviously,
Nah,
like
that
the point of the point I'm a little worried about, yeah, just the thing that I am a little bit worried about, and I know Marshall and Chris know this about me because I was meant to move against Brentford, which is obviously in the Fulham case was a long ball up in the top right, but now we've unlocked another method.
I fucking hate you.
Which is,
I fucking-
you know what I mean?
I hate this
We've
shit.
unlocked, you know what I mean? We've unlocked a new method now, you know what I mean? It's like
What?
the meaning of the top ball now, right? To start attacking us, which is a bit of a worry, of course, right? Because if teams are thinking that's the way to unlock us, right, and it is cause allowing plans to be created, we should be worried, right, as a team. And you want to hope Ross can hopefully find a cure to that disease right now. But irregardless, they score 1-0 off a stupid mistake, right? Which is sadly João Pedro being in a position where he's going 1v1 with Olise, which was stupid enough. You then have the problem then
That should never be happening. Yeah.
Exactly. You then have the problem where Kukurea is not able to block the shot after that comes in. Tosin, I personally felt that she should have blocked the shot, right? And then I think the problem that then happens afterwards is that Calabar forgets that the ball, if he hits the ball, it's going to the back of the net. Yeah, and basically acts like a Tweedledee, right, for lack of a better word, and decides, I'm not even gonna try to get the foul there. If Chalobah was actually a smart player, a footballer, he could have gotten a free foul there. You know that, right? All he had to do was not even go for the ball, just put his leg underneath. Was it called Upamecano? That's the free foul, free kick. We move from there. I know we all agree with that, right? But instead, like an idiot, he's so scared and hesitating against Upamecano that he decides, let me just give him the goal. What a twat, man! What a twat! And that was a stupid error. We then obviously had the penalty, which, listen, at the end of the day, this is Harry Kane. Harry Kane is always going to be cash money in the box. They're never going to say no to that brother, right? And Caicedo, decided, to do his little octopus gimmick, which did not work for him in that case because he didn't touch the ball and he did get Kane's leg. Did he not, guys? Am I lying on that one?
One more time.
Like in the sense that Caicedo tried to do what he does best, which is the octopus thing that he does. You know, like how we call him his nickname is the octopus, right? Where he's able to stretch his leg to try to get the ball first, right? The thing is, he's unable to get the ball, and so Kane takes advantage of that, and it's like, all I need to do, let me just collapse, basically, and that's an easy pen, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's a stupid mistake from Caicedo. Yeah, I always tell players, one thing I would say to Caicedo that, bro, if you can't get there and it's gonna take you to stretch out, bro, if in doubt, play it safe. If in doubt, just play it safe, bro. Don't do that, bro. Why not just match him physically if you can? Because I know Caicedo can match King physically if he wants to. You've got a better low sense of gravity. You can do something about that. Why not just do that instead? Right? But regardless of that, I think just the point I'm just talking in the first half was the stupid mistakes we've spoken about. And then after the first 15 minutes, we became way too passive, right? Our midfield was way too passive, right? And then that brought pressure onto our fullbacks, but specifically on Kukurea's side, which they targeted quite strongly at the end of the day, right? Which we can all agree. Second half, obviously getting the goal. Big up to Palmer for getting the goal. Great work there. The Tar thing should have been a red. We all know that. I don't think we need to discuss that, right? That's a positive at the end of the day. Good work by the one where one which, for the 2-1. When it was 2-1,
I thought maybe
Palmer scored the goal.
I still didn't even see what the hell happened. I just saw João Pedro fall.
Yeah, regardless, that should have probably been a red.
Did he elbow him? I think he elbowed him, right?
I think it was an elbow, and then he basically just ran. He just rammed him around. Basically, that's the best way to put it, right?
Yeah.
But
if
the problem in the second half, the problem in the second half was, my personal opinion, when he came to the second half, my big issue in the second half to start with is that Bayern realized we're gonna sit deep now. It's on to you now to break us down. And I think from a man's perspective, you can see that, listen, Reece James is my guy, but today in midfield, there was no use for him, right? Because it wasn't working today, right? Why don't we take him off, bring on Andre Santos in this game? I felt like João Pedro was struggling a bit in terms of these long balls that we were giving to him, in my personal opinion, right? They weren't always, most of them weren't sticking, right? And I felt like he needed a partner for the game. Now, it didn't need to necessarily be Mark Gui, but if you could bring on Mark Gui in the second half, maybe to help him out a little bit, at least just in terms of being physical a little bit, pressing the ball quite well, which you can do, but those intangibles, because you are trying to break this team down now, because they are the ones that are on the counter-attack, not us, right? In this case, right? That should have been what happened from the man's perspective, right? And at the end of the day, that is, what's it called, my big problem, at least from a Maresca perspective there. That did not happen, right? We then decided, we then went back to respecting Bayern way too much. We gave them the ball, and then sadly, Gusto, I was having a great game, decides to make that error, which makes it a 3-1. Right? And really, in that second half, it's never kicked on in that second half, if that makes sense. We never really kicked on and did what we needed to do to kind of even get a draw, in my personal opinion. I think the subs happened way too late, right? I just feel like, in general, the main issue that we had was that I think the manager respected them a bit too much, in my personal opinion. The midfield was too passive in that game, in general, right? And we created the chances we would create. We weren't either clinical enough, or when we were trying to create a chance, we were too stupid in terms of like not being able to pass the ball too much.
Yeah, I agree to an extent. I do think, like, in an ideal world, I would have put João Pedro in there with someone else. I mean, there were points in today's game where I was saying, like, I feel like we are kind of missing a Delap, right? Like, I feel like someone who can just bully the defenders a little bit, take some of the attention off of João Pedro, because that was part of the problem too. I think João Pedro had too much on him, too much pressure on him. Like,
exactly.
He was doing his best to get himself on his own and beat the man and doing that, and he succeeded to some extent at some points, but not every time. And then you need that partner in case, like, maybe the touch is a little too heavy, or once I get past him, I need to lay this off because I can't do it again. You know, like, I'm in a weird position.
Yeah.
It does, like, I'm not saying Guiu is the answer, because I don't think in this game specifically, just this game in isolation, like, if you had given me the argument in Brentford, then I agree with you 100%. But this game by itself, like, I'm sorry, like, against Jonathan Tah and Upamecano, who have been here before, they know how to bully these guys, and they know how to just defend, not even at the best, but like, and even Kim Jae came on a little later too. Like, it's just, that's not a game where I would want Guiu. And I'm not trying to disrespect Guiu. I think Guiu is a good player. I just don't think at this level of experience that he has right now, it would have benefited us. I think it would have been a waste of a sub, and we would have been down to 10 men, essentially.
I'm going to give you a rebuttal here, right? And my rebuttal is simple now, Marshall, because I think you know what my rebuttal is already going to be. The problem right now is, Marshall, maybe. These are the tools that he has right now. Right? At this point in time, bro, there's nothing, he doesn't have anything else to try. What else can we try, Marshall, to alleviate that pressure right now that you can provide for me other than Gui?
I think you could have potentially, it's a tough one, because you don't, you're right, you don't really have, but I don't think, like, just because you're trying to fix a car right now and you have a Hexball doesn't mean it's gonna fit, right? Like, I think you have to find creative ways to find a solution outside of just that one, because that, for all we know, like, listen, we're fans, we're not necessarily managers. We probably play to some degree of football, so we have a degree of understanding of how football works and the physicality that it requires and all this, the rules and stuff. Sure, but the one thing that the manager does that will always supersede us as fans is that he gets paid to find solutions. And although we agree, like, having a second striker there would have been a great solution, I don't think Guiu would have been the right option for that. So
I'm
what
not-
do you
I'm
have
not
to do as a
even
manager?
disagreeing
Hold
with
on,
that,
hold on. No. What do you have to do as a manager? Okay, I have to try to find an outlet or a solution somewhere else, right? Like, look, for example, the other day, the first game of the Premier League, you had Liverpool playing against Bournemouth. Everyone's questioning, why the fuck are you bringing on Chiesa? What the fuck is Chiesa gonna do? He doesn't play for the team, and we're all thinking like there must be a different answer to this. Like, why is Chiesa can't be the answer? All this and that, and then you see what happens. Chiesa has a moment of brilliance. And not even a moment of brilliance, but he scores, right?
Wait,
he finds a solution. Liverpool against Bournemouth.
But he's a good
He
player.
finds a solution. He hasn't been a good player in like
his
4
problem,
years.
no, wait, hang on. His problem is he's very injury
I'm not,
prone.
but Chris, I'm not even talking about
Let Marshall
the
finish,
quality
let
of
Marshall
player.
finish.
What I'm trying to say is that when he came on in that moment, Chris, none of us here said, "Oh, Chiesa's the solution to break this draw." All of us were questioning, Arne Slot, what the fuck are you doing, man? Why are you bringing on Chiesa?
Oh, I don't.
Arne Slot has a different solution in his head or a different approach than what 9 times out of 10 or 4 or whatever ratio you want to use we have to the game. So if Guiu, if we're sitting here saying Guiu isn't the solution, right, because I don't think he's ready, and obviously in an ideal world we should have kept Jackson. Jackson would have been perfect in that scenario, but unfortunately we didn't plan the squad right. Jackson wanted to leave, yada yada, agendas. It's now up to Maresca. You have Stevao, you have Guiu, you have other options on your bench. This is where your argument comes in. Use the tools that you have to find a solution. If it's not Guiu, find a solution somewhere else. And I think I got to criticize Maresca in not bringing on Santos earlier, not bringing on Stevao earlier. Why are you bringing on Stevao when there's 10 minutes left, bro? He could have impacted the game so much sooner.
I agree with that.
Exactly, Marshall. And I think, this is where, last season, I could excuse you making mistakes with your substitution because it's your first year, right? I can excuse that. But I cannot excuse that this season, bro. You have the experience. You have the know-how. You have the knowledge, essentially, right? This is a bigger stage now, bro. You have to be making decisions at the right moment, at the right time. Yeah. And secondly, I'm sorry to say this to Maresca. Last season, I could understand not wanting to play João Felix. I could understand not playing Christopher Nkunku because clearly those guys were not ready. Those guys weren't playing well enough, right? And those were the tools you were given. This season, we can't give you that excuse anymore because the reality is these guys need to play. I hate to put it like that, but these are the tools you're given. You have to make it work, bro.
They have to play. And
They have
like,
to play.
it's just, I get nervous in games like this where it's like, this is a very big, like, this is too big of an occasion in a sense.
I understand, listen, Marshall, I can understand that
I know
you're coming on, you're like, it's a bit too big of an occasion. But the problem for me is that, man, listen, they're going to play.
They're going to play at some point. Yeah. Chris, what were you going to say?
It's Bayern Munich, whether it's going to be Manchester United.
Oh, sorry. I'm wasn't done. I thought
right, and everything like that.
I know we can look like the attackers,
Yeah,
and I
like,
do.
sorry, I would just say,
do,
regardless of just buying. Go ahead, I'll leave it. Go ahead, it's fine.
Oh, I was gonna let you finish.
Oh,
but
so I was just gonna say,
go on.
I just think for me. Okay, I'm gonna finish then. So I was saying, listen, at the end of the
What's
day,
happening?
it can be against Bayern, it can be against Manchester United, it can be even against, I don't know, I think we're facing Lincoln City next week, bro. These guys are gonna play. There's no easy competition for us anymore, Marshall. Because you've got UCL, we're gonna hopefully we beat Lincoln City, but in the Carabao Cup, bro, we're gonna probably face a top Premier League side, right? So there's no easy competitions, no easy teams coming for you, bro. These guys are gonna have to learn. It's gonna be the hard way, but they're gonna have to learn, Marshall.
Go ahead, Chris.
I do agree, like, with Esteval, like, he should have came on earlier, because you can tell when he came on today, he looked like he just changed something in our attack as well, and we can see he's a great player. I want to see more minutes of this guy, I want to see more starts of this guy, but with Mark Gill, like, whatever you say his name.
Don't get
Mark Gill.
Oh, here we are.
Hey Blues, this is how to say my name, Mark Gill.
One day you'll get it, Chris.
No.
Mark Gill.
Before you just kill it,
You gotta get it right the first time, otherwise I don't play the clip.
Like Mark Gill, like he's just got a weird name. I like him, but I how it's pronounced. Can't it be like gooey? That'd be so much easier. But
And for the boys, we get to prove ourselves. You know, everyone's been talking a lot of shit about us this season, but we've done it.
Talking shit about Mike G's name.
and
bro.
that's the problem, man. You just showed that man. This is a. I was gonna go on.
No, what have I done?
No, but like, I don't know if we can rely on playing Mark like up top, like starting him or
Sure.
subbing on like early, like 30, like play 30 minutes in Bayern Munich. I don't know what he would change. I don't know if he's at that level because when we loaned him out, he didn't really get any minutes there either. But that's like what 3 games anyway in. But
Sure.
I still have a problem with like you could say all these attackers and all that, but I'm looking at our defense anyway, and it's looking a bit. It looked good obviously at the like first 2 games, but the last 2 games like it's looking shaky without like
So-
a whole will. And this is where the manager said he needed a centre back. He wanted still another centre back
Okay.
to add to his team. And
Okay, hold on.
I-
Go ahead. Finish your point.
I still think we need, like, say we brought in Gurhi or something, that would have been a great to go with Tosin or even Chalobah or something. And I don't know. He asked for it and we didn't give it to him. And I feel like we should have just gave it to him. But, like, we already said Marshall. We've seen the first 10 games what this defense is made out of because I don't know if it's made to be this good. I don't think it will be. I think we're going to struggle in that defense area.
Here's the thing, right? Chat, feel free to participate in this as well because I know you guys were touting the same thing. When Colwell went out with injury, what was the main aspect of Colwell's ability that we were going to miss in this
Playing
team?
from the back. But
Right, Chris? Playing from
Yes.
the back.
but I can add many things what he can do for. in the
No,
defense.
and I understand that. I understand that. He's also a very good defender. It's not the only
He
thing he
reads
does.
the game well for me.
He
reads the
does.
game
He does. I get that. I get that, Chris. However, the biggest thing that we were missing from him and the biggest argument that everyone made was the ability to play from the back. Because what did Achimpong do against Crystal Palace? He did really well, right? To keep Mateta at bay. He struggled.
You look good.
Sorry. Mateta gave him a run for his money. Sorry, there's a trigger word for some people. Mateta gave him a run
you
for his
triggered me,
money, but he still got the best of Mateta. Still defended him, kept him
well.
relatively. He didn't do much damage, right?
Right.
We kept the clean.
Yes.
We kept the clean sheet. So
Exactly.
that he did good defensively, but the one thing that everyone was saying after that game, oh, this is why we need Colwell because of the playing out the back. He's like the quarterback, and you need that ability in this system and all this and that. That was the argument that people had for why we needed a center back. Don't come to me after this game and start to shift the narrative now that, oh, this is why we needed a center back. It was never about defensive ability. It was always about the ability to be technical enough to play out the back, which today, if you look at the stats, if you look at the game, the amount of times that diagonal ball went from the back all the way to the front of the pitch, the amount of diagonal balls that we had, and let's be honest, our midfield didn't help us today. Caicedo, which we will talk about, was poor today. That ball was there. Tosin was playing the passes from the back. Tosin was threading balls through the midfield to the attack. To Palmer. To João Pedro. To Neto. The passes were there. So don't, after this game, and I'm not saying I can't be wrong. I'm not saying I'm not going to walk back what I said. But don't shift the goalpost now and start to tell me that, oh, this is why we need a center back. No. The passes were there. Chalobah had a howler of a game. Gusto made a mistake. Perfect game up until he made the mistake. And then Caicedo gives up a penalty. So I don't want to hear this like, oh, this
Okay.
is... No. The passes were there. The one thing that you wanted
I'm gonna put my hand
after
up.
the Crystal Palace game was there, people. But the defensive ability, unfortunately, wasn't at 100%.
The thing we need to
And even
realize,
then,
I'm
we
gonna,
made mistakes.
I'm not. Listen, Marshall thought Tosin had a solid game. I disagree. I don't think he had a good game. He was getting one. They were clearly targeting him and centre back. Chalobah was just as bad. Let's not even get it twisted. My thoughts of them are both Chirudi and Chirudam at the end of the day. I think the problem with Tosin, in my personal opinion, is that
Because they play a high
part-
line, Dandy.
the problem is, in my personal opinion, with Tosin, he can play the ball on the back. I think you're correct in that, Marshall, right? He's a good passer. That's one of the reasons why we brought him into the team. I think the problem with him, though, is that he's very flat-footed and he does not have his agility level is not good enough. Does that make sense? Like, he's not got enough agility where
But can you literally pinpoint to me at what point his agility cost us a goal today?
Oh,
Or even put us in danger of conceding a goal?
You disagree with me. The first goal, he should have blocked that.
Okay.
Shot. He should have blocked
Let
that
me
shot.
let me try to pull
I
out the
can
first
kinda
goal.
see that,
I'm
as I
gonna pull out
remember,
the
but,
first
like-
goal. I'm
For
trying to
me,
find
he
it.
should have blocked that shot, in my personal opinion. There was another time, for example, Marshall, do you remember when they went 1v1 with us, yeah? And Caicedo was able to like come in the last minute, yeah, and take it off of him in the second half. Do you remember that?
For me though, Marshall, it wasn't just
I
Cole
didn't hear
passing,
that.
though.
I'm trying to find the goals, so bear with me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to multitask.
But Marshall,
Yeah,
for me,
but like,
Cole
I just think. Sorry, I'll let you go, Chris. I just think for me, the problem with Tosin is he's a great ball at the back player, but the thing is, I think someone said it in the comment perfectly. He's limited. That's his problem. He's limited physically and technically, right? And I think that is the issue of when you have Tosin with you. Now, listen, Fofana obviously would improve your team if he's fully fit and is fully matched up. I think all of us here agree. His issue is that he's just never fit. That's the problem with Wesley Fofana. Agreed?
Yeah, big problem.
Right. That's why I think for me, playing a Champong, whatever you want to call it, right, is probably good. The only way that's gonna work is if you play him with a Fofana, you can at least guide him and help him out through the stages, if that makes sense. That's the only way you can play him right now. But at the same
JP,
time,
that was not the argument. No. Hold on. Sorry, Ahmed. That was never the argument.
I have a different argument.
From the
guys.
get-go, especially after that Crystal Palace game, everyone was telling me, oh, our best center back is down. Oh, we don't have that passing ability out the back. You can't trust Chalobah to do it. You can't trust Badiashile to do it. All his Boza
Tosin's got
moments.
good passing ability though.
He does. And I'm not saying Tosin is better than Colwell.
He's not
but
close to him.
the thing is, first of all, my main reason against buying a center back is in an ideal world, guys, when this is the thing that frustrates me because people think that it's just as easy as going to the market, get Bastoni, get someone of that caliber,
Bastoni's
and
a
that's
dream.
it. It fixes the problem. And yes, in an ideal world, people, I would love to get a Bastoni. But do you understand that what was the article I read the other day? That if we had missed an X amount of profit on our FFP with the UCL, we would have been banned from UCL football for a year. I literally just read that the other day. So we just barely scrapped getting into UCL and complying with the FFP.
How much?
So
could
you're
we
saying
spend,
right now, your argument, people, is saying, fuck FFP. Let's break the fucking rules and the negotiations, get the fucking defender, and fuck being in Europe. So it's not that ideal. And even if you wanted to do that, it's not as easy as sell this player, sell that player with, what, 2-3 weeks? When did Colwell get injured? A month before the deadline day.
It was like a month or something, like it came out. And then the
So
man just said
you're
he wants us
saying
on the
with
bench.
a month left to the window, get the ideal center back that can pass out the back, which let me tell you guys, shock horror, there's not many profiles that can do that as efficiently as Colwell. Hate to tell you that. And 9 times out of 10, the team that has that profile is not going to give it up without a hefty price. So it's just like all this ideal, that we should have done. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, that's one argument. Wait, quick comment. Because this absolutely rattles me because we're shifting the goalposts and people don't want to admit it. Take fucking accountability, chat. That's all I have to say. Take accountability. Because when I get it wrong, and if I do, I will be here in front of you guys, live stream, 1080p, 60 frames per second, on fucking YouTube, taking accountability and saying, I was wrong, guys. Chat, you were right. But some of you want to shift the goalposts and pretend like, see, Marshall, this is why. No, you're fucking lying. Okay? Second reason. The second reason is...
Breathe.
I'm trying. Second reason is We have solutions in-house. We might not have it now, but we have it potentially eventually in January with Anselmino that could potentially do that role and Mamadou Sarr could potentially do that role. Whether you believe in those players or not, Anselmino's injured right now, I'm aware. Whether you believe in those players or not, that doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, half of you guys didn't believe in half of the players that came in, and half of you guys get mudded half of the time. So that's why, like, the biggest hurdle in all of this is understanding the UEFA restrictions. That, yes, I understand the directors put us in this situation to begin with, so it's not like I'm letting them off the leash for that, like giving us full sympathy. Yeah, they put us in a shitty situation, but unfortunately, we're in a shitty situation, so now we have to work with the shitty situation, right? So things happen for a reason. It's not just as simple as EAFC fucking manager mode. Let me just buy the player. All right, cool. Sell this, and they automatically accept. It doesn't work that way. Look at how hard it took just for us to get fucking Jackson off the books. And if we didn't fucking get Jackson off the books, we would be having a different discussion about UEFA regulations right now. And we could potentially have been banned from European football this season or next season. I don't want that.
My problem is as well.
Okay.
Well, let Chris go. Let Chris go.
My issue.
No,
is
I was just gonna say, like, and you probably agree. It's just the waste of spending 90 million on 2 wingers.
I understand.
And when we still see Neto on the left wing,
but we even had the discussion. But we had this discussion.
Shows more promise in these 2 wingers. For
but
me
Chris,
as well.
we had this discussion, guys in the panel. We had this discussion about the left wing market early in the window. We all admitted the left wing market is shit right now. Me and Ahmed wanted Malik Fofana. I thought Malik Fofana was probably the best shout you can get there. Xavi Simons was too expensive, according to the reports that I just read recently. Gittins, we overpaid, but Gittins was one of the better options. Now we want to reverse what we said because we have the benefit of hindsight. But at the time, and even myself was saying, like, oh, Gittins looks like a pretty good. I don't think we paid the right price for him. I think we overpaid, but he looks like a pretty good winger, and I'll take him into this team. Mind you, it's taking time for him to adapt. That's fine. I'm patient. I'll give him 2 seasons, like I give every other player, before I decide if I want to keep him or boot him out. But regardless, like, the left wing market wasn't that good. Don't say Leao. Don't say all this bullshit, people.
My point is, Marshall, I just feel bad for the manager. He clearly wanted a centre back. I don't know when he said it, but he definitely said it, and I feel like he should have maybe got it, but maybe like what you just said, we might be fucked with like.
I'm gonna.
But yeah, like
I can't believe I'm gonna say this.
I definitely can do it. That's all.
Listen. I can't believe I'm saying this. But I'm gonna have to agree with Mr. Marshall DVDX on this occasion. Actually, we usually agree.
I can't believe I'm doing this. The game's the game,
but let's look at this objectively, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna actually be a bit nicer on this topic. Yeah, I think in the beginning of the window, I think a lot of people wanted a centre back, but I think at the time people were still happy with the centre backs we had, right? As long as Achampong. Right, as long as Achampong was also getting the minutes that he needed, because I think a lot of people were very high on Achampong at the time, and with him becoming hopefully that new guy for the future, you had Mamadou Sarr at the time, you had even Anselmino at the time, right?
Yeah.
Right. The problem, I think, became when obviously my guy, what was it called, Levi Cole got injured, right? Levi Cole got injured, but then the problem that Chelsea had was that the directors still thought essentially that the centre backs that we had was good enough. Does that make sense, Marshall? Right? I know all of us here agree. That's what they've been saying. Now, I would just personally have disagreed with them at the time and been like, we should actually bring someone in, right? You guys know I wanted Gerhi at the time. If he wasn't Gerhi, I think he can't even become the market. But the thing was, these guys were dedicated to get Garnacho into the football club, right? And that is on them at the end of the day, fundamentally speaking, right? They chose Garnacho over possibly bringing in an emergency centre back. That is just point blank what has occurred right now, right? I don't think any of us here can actually
bear the shitty quality, by the way. But I do have the Tosin, the thing that you were saying on Tosin. Right? But continue your point,
right. So that's it. We need to realize they chose Garnacho over bringing in a centre back because they thought the centre back there was good enough for them. And I think for me, fundamentally speaking, boys, right, we just need to understand the way this club is run. Any centre back that was going to come was always going to be a centre back anyway. The club themselves, unless they get a guy on a free, over the age of 25 years old, they are never spending the big bucks here on a top centre back. They're always going to spend it on up and come centre back, right? And I think I've got a B part, right? And my B part is quite simply, there's a lot of centre backs here which are not good, but you know what helps them out is having a system that makes them work and makes them effective enough to play. And that's why also ideally you have to also look at Maresca. Okay, Tosin and Charles, for example, they may not work in the way we're trying to play right now. Can we find a way to make these guys be able to look better defensively whilst also making sure we are able to do stuff as good as possible, if that makes sense? And that's what you have to do. Like, one thing you have to give credit to Taliban, right, for was that Taliban realized, that some of these that our centre backs, bro, the way they were being played was not working. But if we change the system, they can be a lot more effective and can do the job better. So maybe it's also a thing of like Maresca as well. Can you find a system to make these guys work and they look a lot more effective too? That's something we have to be honest about too, guys. Because one thing we need to be honest about, just before I end this, is Mosquera. I know a lot of people are like, how come Mosquera? Where come we did about Mosquera? But the thing is, one thing you have to give Arteta credit on, Arteta has created a great defensive system where he can plug in and plug out plays, because the system is so easy for a lot of these players to understand and to be able to play in well. Right? I think you have to also look at my guy. What's it called? You have to look at my guy Maresca, and he needs to find a way to make that work too. That's all it is.
And listen, to give context to the Gahey thing too, the time that we were discussing Gahey and wanting Gahey in this team was in January, when we had Fofana fall, and we were like, fuck, we need another center back. And some people were arguing, fuck bringing Gahey, bring back our best center back in the team, Trevor Chalobah. And we did, and people were happy that Chalobah did what he did, which I keep saying this, people. Chalobah, I think he's a good defender, but he has bozo moments that in the first 3 seasons that you saw Chalobah, guess who held his hand? Guess who cleaned up after his messes? Thiago Silva. And he's not there anymore. And Tosin is nowhere near the level of Thiago Silva. You got to accept the reality. So he's not going to clean up the messes that Chalobah makes. And you can't also put that on Tosin entirely either, because it's like, fuck, dude, you put me in a situation, I'm going to do the best I can with it, but it's also unfair because you put me in this situation.
The problem is, listen, WL Toby, I think everyone here knows that though. Marshall knows that he's never going to be a number one option. I know, I've always said he's never a number one option. He's never been the number one option. But the problem has become, the problem is that the number one option is out. 2 number one options are out all the time. What did you got now?
Yeah.
Wait. Cole's not out all the time. Come on.
Please.
You shut up.
What happened?
I don't know.
No. I get angry now because the club knows Wesley Fofana is never going to be fit. He's never going to play a full season for you, and they still decide to keep him. But we like to
that's annoying.
The club's fault. Right? Benoit Badiashile, they still been happy on a guy, but we like to admit or not,
Benoit should have been sold.
Right? Those are club problems. No, because it's not. But the reason why I'm having head loss about that is because we all know this. We all know this. The club knows this.
You could be cooking. You're playing tomorrow, man. You're playing tomorrow.
Marshall, can we just
Newcastle playing
tomorrow. See, please, Marshall. Like, I'm trying to have an honest conversation here, bro. Can we just have an
He's doing the
conversation,
Gnabry
Marshall?
celebration.
Yeah,
hey, man, now we'll do the Jonathan Top. Fuck you.
Bro, I'm trying to have a... Come on, man.
No, but the thing is, like, I get where you're coming from, and it's really frustrating because, and this is where, guys, believe it or not, I'm criticizing the directors. I've done it before, but you never believe it. So here we go. We're criticizing the directors again. You're building the defense off of relying on Fofana, relying on Badiashile, and yeah, but those are the big ones, right? Like, in an ideal world, your best center back pairing is Colwell, Fofana, or maybe at this moment right now, Tosin Fofana, right? Fofana's not his best right now. It's going to take time. I do believe when Fofana is fit, we're going to see a much more solid defense. And then we're going to have this conversation again, JP, where we're like, look, the defense is looking a little better now because Fofana is now fit and match fit, right? And now we don't need to buy because we had the answers in-house. But that we'll have the discussion when we have the discussion, JP, right? But the thing is, it's one of those situations where, again, rather than me crashing out, DHL, this is absolutely you crashing out. Maresca's a terrible manager. Okay, cool. Terrible manager that beat PSG in a final and won 2 trophies in his first. Better than Poch, okay? But okay, we got us top 4 when no one expected us to get top 4. But he's a terrible manager. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Anyways, when it comes to the way the defense has been built, rather than me crashing out, I said, okay, you guys, the manager, the coach, the staff, you're seeing things that us as viewers are not seeing, right? We can see Steve is eating a pizza, but what we don't see in the background is that where he got it from, how good it is, how consistently good it is. We don't see these things. So my point is that rather than crash out, rather than lose my head because I think the game is played like EAFC and it's about the highest rated players and the chemistry lines and all this shit, let's see how this plays out. Let's see how this plays out. If you have a plan and you believe so much in your plan, let's see how your plan plays out. And if your plan succeeds, I will praise it. And if your plan fails, I will crash out on it. And that's the simplicity of life, people.
Boy, Marshall, can you just bring up JP's comment?
I'm catching up with comments. Sorry.
No, it's the end. It's right in. It's literally just above Alejandro Garnacho of bench Pedro from Lucky Singh's comment on top. It's literally above.
Jesus Christ, you guys are fucking.
Is that the end? Is that the end? Is that the end? Right end. That's the one at the bottom. The one at the bottom. It's one under it. One under it.
I think it's been my nasty work to enter Maresca.
Guys, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know who thought it was not going to be a top 4 battle. I don't know who thought we were competing this.
I thought. I mean, second place technically.
I always said that this season, the mentality I finished into the season was that we finished 3rd place. Hopefully.
Bro, why are you lying on my name? Didn't I say I wanted Gehi in January?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, why are you lying on my name, Tyre? You want to get banned? Stop slandering me. Sorry. Go ahead.
My point is just obviously. My point is just. I think for me, centre back, obviously. Sorry, I just literally. We're gonna finish 3rd. We're gonna get to 80 points, and maybe win hopefully like another random trophy, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, maybe UCL if you get the right one.
Or decent one UCL.
That was right. That was always my aim this season. Even if we had Levi Cole, that was gonna be my aim this season, right? The problem that we have had, is that at least listen, even though it's still the beginning of the season, which I'm gonna really clarify right now, is that I think there's been errors in terms of Maresca himself, lack of integration, which Marshall knows my thoughts about. I think there's been times where defensively, because of the lack of a Fofana, a lack of a Levi Cole, we've looked very shaky defensively, which was to be expected, right? And those stuff, I feel like in the last 2 games specifically, this game Bayern, and then obviously Brentford in isolation, have basically kind of revealed those errors in hindsight.
Cool story, bro.
No, sorry. I'm like,
See,
again,
this
I'm
guy
multitasking.
You know what,
I have a
Marshall?
panel for a reason. I'm multitasking. I'm trying my best.
Host, can you control this, host?
I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best here, man. Oh, actually, let's bring it back to this, right? Because we're going on. We're going like, and this is the thing.
Doing what losers do, which is explain. You're that's where you're
That's
at.
fine.
I'm at
No,
the
that's
winner.
fine.
You know what, Marshall?
Sure. Listen.
Listen.
what do you mean
You
right
can
now?
never be a loser if you support every team in the world. I understand this. All right. You can never be a loser if you support every team in the world.
Oh, you do, don't you? Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Why are you surprised? I wouldn't be surprised if he has a Chelsea kit somewhere.
I
in that
forgot.
house.
Yeah, you wanted to call out really bad. Yeah.
Oh my
So-
god! He's got more kids than I've got NBA jerseys.
I have like 200. Yeah.
Ahmed, you're gonna have to explain this one to me. Hold on, let me.
All right, bro.
So let's talk about this again, and I think I know what you're gonna say, but I think it's harsh. So obviously, and again, pardon the pixelation because this is a bad thing, but like it's just like I can't find a better clip. So Olise passes it right, crosses it in. Tosin's right here. Tosin's in front.
He can
Chalaba's over here, right? I wish I can just marker it, but
he could
like I can hear the argument of maybe Tosin should have been faster to react and block that, but
Who was
at the
the
end
other
of the
smudgy
day,
player like near it as well? Fuck.
But
like
Marshall,
at the end of the
look-
day, but no, but I
even
I hear
he's
that,
moving
but-
towards it.
I understand, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
It's a wicked ball in.
it's a wicked ball in.
It's a wicked ball in. Like
It's a wicked
I
ball
was
in.
about to say the goalkeeper Sanchez. I'm like, maybe you should get there, bro.
Maybe he should get there because he can use his hands, right? But
No, that's
at the end of the day, too, it's like I see some of the best defenders that allow crosses like this to happen, and they don't get criticized. So to use this as a way to criticize him, I think is harsh.
But we also seen the best defenders score own goals like this as well, where they just hit it in and it just bounces.
That's
up.
also
That's
also
true.
yes.
That can be true.
Yes, that is.
I'm not saying,
true. I
like,
think even
we
Thiago
could-
Silva's done it. Unfortunately,
I know, yeah. Like I think Thiago Silva has scored an own goal.
It was
for
a
us, like,
fucking great ball in, and we just caught you. Yeah.
no, Gnabry
Like, we
and
play at
Elise
full
did
speed,
really
like,
well. I will
it's
say
got
Gnabry and
pace,
Elise was
a
good
bounce on it,
against
on
us,
top
really
of
good.
it. Like
Yeah.
it's one of the harder crosses to defend, to be honest. Like, and I don't even hate on Chalaba too
that's
much
why-
for being an own goal because it's a wicked cross. Like again,
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna play at
that's
full
why-
speed
that's
for you,
why
chat.
That's why you freaking any team on earth, if you play the sport of football, if you could get 2 of those balls a game from either side, everybody would sign up because you can get goals like this. Is everybody saying, "Oh, we gifted you goals"? No. This is called creating a goal. Just because it's an own goal doesn't mean that it's a goal that we didn't create. Because someone has to put a very good ball in to get the own goal out of Trevor Chalaba. Let's be honest. If the ball doesn't gonna get put in like that, there's no goal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a gift, but we did something to get out of it. Like, but you know what? It is what it is. If y'all just think it's gifting goals and that we weren't that good and all that, that's fine. Because I wanted
Steve, I will say the other 2 goals we messed
it's
up.
irrelevant to me. What?
I will say the other 2 goals were definitely a mess up for me, like the Caicedo foul and the Gusto where he got pressed and he just like.
Yeah, that was
back.
poor, but
I will agree with you.
How
on
many
this one.
times
Yeah,
has
you-
Gusto
those
done
that
that?
can-
this
I
isn't
mean,
the
no,
first time Gusto's done that,
He's
right?
been picking. I will say he's been picking up lately. For us.
Yeah, but
Like,
we've seen him do this kind of
No,
thing before,
I
right?
agree. Yeah, he does make mistakes.
So
I mean,
it's
yeah,
not
it is
just
what
a
it is.
one-off mistake sort of thing.
No, not Augusto.
This
no.
has happened. Yeah, this is.
I will say Caicedo,
This is
we don't see
repeat
this
offender
normally.
behavior. Maybe company. Maybe he game planned for it. Was like, yo, press Gusto consistently. He likes to cough up the ball a lot, and he did. He coughed up the ball a lot in this game. So when you force mistakes, I don't know. I value the fact that okay, we weren't scintillating, we weren't brilliant. Bayern Munich played like a 7 out of 10 game, right? But to say that the gifts were goals and whatever, like if that's how y'all want to view it,
But I to an extent, I
that's
I
a
see what you're
wicked ball
saying.
in. Am I
No, it
crazy
is.
for saying
It is.
that? That's
But
all I
Mike-
needed to hear.
No. And you're right. It's a wicked ball in. It's good from Elise, but who's defending
Yeah.
Elise right now? It's
It should
João
be,
Pedro.
if anything, it should be
Any
Neto. 'cause
it
he's
should
normally-
that's awful.
it shouldn't even be Neto. Like obviously this comes from the one thing that frustrates me about this first goal, right? Let's break down each goal, guys. The one thing that frustrates me about this goal in particular is that I never even thought that Caicedo fouled Kimmich to begin with. For the free kick. I never thought that was a foul. I thought that was so light and that was a ridiculous foul to call. So you get the call, whatever. Then the referee gets in the way from the set piece, and then he does a drop ball. At that point, our defense is disorganized. That should be Cucurella defending Elise, not João Pedro. And so, and I'm not saying João Pedro's a horrible player, but when it comes to 1v1 defending, you don't want João Pedro defending Elise. You want Cucurella defending Elise. Because chances are, you give me a better chance that Elise doesn't pull off that cross as cleanly or doesn't even pull it off at all because Cucurella blocks it.
Because he's a very good defensive fullback.
Exactly. So unfortunately, things happen the way it does. Olise makes the best out of it, and listen. As much as you want to hate on Chalobah, people, and I could come out with my whole Chalobah agenda.
Y'all
and
put
all
a
this
man
and
on
that.
him. Let's also not forget to mention that he has a man.
Yeah, he has
on his
Upamecano
back.
on him.
He
Upamecano is like shoving him essentially towards the ball.
And
So he's not in a.
So he can't. If people, what do you genuinely want Chalobah to do in that?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
I wanna see if I can
he
find
did
a
more
better
bad.
angle.
Considering
other than
it's
that wasn't my
Chalobah,
main
who is
thing about
a
him.
decent center back, and that's it.
Decent, yeah, exactly. He's
Yeah.
decent, good at his
out of 10.
best. He's not a world class
No, of course
defender.
not. I don't
So
think
he's not
anyone
going to do
actually
some
says that
freak
about him.
toe touch clearance or whatever the hell y'all
Mhm.
think.
Yeah,
he
he's
should have
not
done
Thiago
there.
Silva.
He was put in a rock and a hard place. Exactly, it's not Thiago Silva. He's stuck in a rock and a fucking hard place. It happens. The thing is, y'all
Who do you think, Aka?
had no response up until we scored the second goal. That's the issue for you guys. I never felt threatened or worried once in this game. And I'm the type of
Not
Bayern
wrong.
Munich fan where if we're losing 1-0 to FC Asperger, I'll fucking start tweaking. And I'm telling you right now, I did not feel threatened really at all during the game.
And I think
Even
that's
when
fair.
Palmer scored. Even when Palmer scored, I was like, very nice goal, great, good. But there was nothing before or after that where it was like, Chelsea are really pushing the envelope here. How many times did Neuer have to do anything of note?
I don't think he had to do very much in general.
How many
Like,
times did Kimmich get caught on the ball like an idiot, which he does way too often for my liking? He didn't.
I found
like-
a better angle, which is the direct barcast. So
Like
let's
Neto
actually look at
today.
this.
Oh yeah, he was.
What's wrong with him? That was terrible from him today.
Yeah, no, he had a bad
And
performance.
he's going up
today.
against Conrad Leimer, who's a CDM Power 8 playing at fucking right back when it should be the other way around.
Don't-
You're going to play Leimer.
We'll
You
go
play-
over the Enzo chance next, Curry. Thank you for reminding me. We'll go over
We
that
looked.
Enzo
We looked.
chance.
That was okay.
we
Yeah,
looked
you're
our
talking
most-
about the first 12 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I would
Okay,
say.
yeah,
we
y'all
looked,
should have been 2-0 up there. Yeah.
Mhm.
I would
just
say
that.
we. I would say we looked our most deadly in the first 15 minutes or so before we conceded, and then maybe last 10 minutes or so when Esteban and all that came on was linking up pretty well, and then we passed to Cole Palmer and he had that 1v1, but it was offside. So, but that's where we probably looked our most deadly all game. Like I do agree. After we scored that goal, we didn't really do a whole lot in creating chances and stuff. Like you said, Neuer. I don't think Neuer had to really make a save.
There was no
well, I
sustained pressure from you guys.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see why you weren't worried. I can see it.
Yeah.
And as I said before, we can say this is not the time to start these guys. We can say this is not the ready for him. But at least we know with João Pedro and Mark Gui, we're getting a top starting press at the very least, which allows others to come into the game to start pressing Bayern a bit more effectively at the very least. And you can at least do that press game a bit more successfully. Because we did not have a press game, bro.
No.
We weren't. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it was ineffective. I think it was there.
The problem was,
but
Martin,
it was
like
ineffective
João
for
Pedro,
sure.
João Pedro would go. Palmer would obviously do the thing that he needs to. Neto wouldn't be able to get there, and then obviously you had Reece James trying to press too, which is kind of crazy because I thought the reason we were playing him in midfield was to protect him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's actually look at the whatchamacallit, fucking
Penalty?
No.
I thought you showed an angle.
Where is this,
but
man?
you went off it. You turned it off.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, the Enzo Fernandez chance.
Yeah, the Neto one. Whilst you're waiting, I know a lot of people talk about Neto. I'll be honest here. I have a nickname for Neto that a lot of people don't like me saying.
That was a great ball.
I'm not gonna say the Neto nickname.
Interesting.
Chris knows what my nickname for Neto is.
What is this?
This is the Enzo
This is
Fernandez
where,
chance.
yeah, chance to not.
You guys-
to Enzo.
Okay,
See,
so
I think he has to make a touch, and we had the interest.
I think he has to make a touch too, to be honest.
yes, yeah,
It's coming in too fast to not make a touch.
But a player blocks it. If he shoots that first time, I reckon he scuffs it.
I do too, but also I think he needs to be more in front of the ball to shoot it, because I think if you shoot it from this angle, you have to lace it. You
Let's
have to
be
lace
honest.
it.
Let's be honest, because I remember how I felt at this moment when I saw that it was Enzo Fernandez and not Joao Pedro. For a millisecond, I was like, "Oh, all right." So nothing's gonna like. I was like, "Oh, thank God it dropped to him," kind of thing.
To be fair as well, it's also good defensive work from was that Limer? I can't.
Limer,
tell.
who
Yeah.
by the way, Limer was great.
He had a great game.
I don't know
Yeah, he
what
did.
the hell. He does this every once in a while in the Champions League, which is why he
Has a
still has
decent
his
game.
fucking team.
Yeah.
He just does these one-off really good games, but then again, we play FC, Asperger, Augsburg, whatever the fuck. We play lesbian Leipzig and shit like this, and he's terrible. So it's like, I don't know, man. But yeah, Limer was great.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And he
give
done well
credit
there.
to Limer for this one because he did
But when
really well to
it
block
dropped to Enzo, bro, I'll be real. I was like, all right, he ain't scoring.
Yeah, but
even though-
Enzo's been
Do
getting
you not
goals from
watch
box
Enzo
crashing
in the
positions.
Yeah, box crushing. He does a lot of box crushing scores.
He
I
does,
think.
but I felt secure about it. It's like
Well,
here's the
I
thing.
Do you
understand
think he
thought
was
it
wearing
was
a
Joao
condom or
Pedro,
some
so
shit? Like,
I
what's
thought it
going
was.
on, bro?
All right, who would you rather want in this
Felt
position?
secure.
No, I understand what you're saying because
Joao
Joao
Pedro
Pedro is
or Enzo? That's
yes,
what it is.
I agree. He's a better like score.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I would be comfortable
I
with
thought it
either,
was
but yeah, I get
Pedro.
what you're saying.
For
Yeah,
a split second, I thought it was Joao Pedro, and then I realized, oh, it's Enzo. I was like,
Mhm.
He's probably one of our best to do, like in that box side.
no, he is. But you'd still rather have Joao Pedro then. That's my point.
No, yes, we didn't
Yeah.
give Joao Pedro a single good chance today, sadly. And
not really. No.
Exactly.
that's
That's
what
another
happened.
reason why I wasn't stressed.
Yeah, he didn't get
His
like,
involvement in the
any
game
chances.
was to, because that's why a striker does build up play,
Yeah.
right? He
Yeah,
wants to
one
get the other guys involved so that eventually they get him involved.
Mhm.
The thing is, he done decent at getting the others involved with the link up play, but nobody ever paid him back. Essentially, you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, that's why I was never really like. How many shots did he genuinely have?
Yeah, I don't
Who,
think he had a single
Enzo
shot.
or Joao Pedro?
No, Joao
Joao
Pedro.
Pedro?
I don't think he had a single
I
shot,
can
did
look
he?
on SofaScore real quick
Maybe
just
he
for
had
the
one?
stats.
There's no way he had more than one.
Yeah?
Uh,
I can't imagine. it.
Zero
He-
shots, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it's zero. That's because I don't think he had a single shot. I think he didn't get chances or anything like that.
You had
And-
9 shots.
What?
I'll check.
Oh,
shortly.
Chelsea, you on about?
Yeah, Chelsea had 9
Oh,
shots.
if you said Joao Pedro had 9 shots, went
Oh, I thought you said Joao Pedro, bro.
I was like, no. There's no way unless I missed it all somehow.
Joao Pedro had 0 shots on target, zero shots off target, and 0 shots blocked. He might as well have been our false 9 or 10.
Meanwhile,
today.
Kane had 5 shots. Diaz had 2. Gnabry had 2. Elise had 5.
We also wasted a few chances. I remember that net.
We
did.
we tried to play you guys like we played PSG, which is soak up pressure, and we try to bully you in the midfield, and we failed to do so because our midfielders were not at their best. We tried to hit you on the counter when we would dispossess you. But Caicedo today, let's talk about the penalty. Caicedo today, this is one of his worst performances. I'll say that hands
he
down,
was
under
which
Chelsea, though.
sucks because now the agendas against Caicedo come out in full effect. People are
that's
gonna say,
stupid,
"Oh, this is Caicedo.
One game.
Oh, it's off of one game," and it rattles me
Don't
because
worry,
we all know.
The next Champions League games we have, like, it's gonna come around again.
Yeah, and it's
I mean,
unfortunate because if Caicedo does get there, which he's
He's
so
close.
close,
We didn't get it.
it's not a foul. But he fails to reach it, and it's a foul.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's the game.
The game's
No,
the game.
apparently he dove. Apparently Kane dove.
No, at first I thought he did, but then I looked at close up and
He
didn't touch the ball.
dove. He dove. He dove.
I mean, Kane does dive a few
No.
times, but no, he did not dive there.
Kane does love
No
a
way.
good dive from time to time.
Good. I want my striker to fucking
Yeah.
dive. Give me fucking goals, bro. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the beauty thing about it
Who
now,
cares?
is
You gotta
VAR
be
stops that.
shameless. You gotta be shameless with this shit.
I
Let's
think
just be honest.
VAR has like ruined diving though. You can't dive as much now.
Yeah,
You can't get away with it anyway, for sure.
exactly. That was a penalty. Like,
Yeah.
No, it was. There's no arguing about it. It's a penalty. If he touches the ball, you have an argument. But he fails to touch the ball completely. Just barely misses it. And unfortunately,
I
it's
bet
a
you if he won the
fucking-
ball, would have said penalty. VAR was
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
it's not. Look, it's not a great. I
I've
mean,
gone
this
through
is
it.
not good defending. When do you ever
No.
see someone defend? It's not exactly the. First of all, you're committing a foul by blocking someone's passage to go through on goal by not making an attempt. Like, not making the attempt. You're trying to get to the ball, but you don't make actual contact with it, kind of thing. So you're already fucking up there.
If he makes contact, it's not a fuck up though. You know.
Yeah, but he didn't. This is fine margin, bro.
There's the thing, like we look at this the way we look at it now, and it's like this is bad defending, but it's because Conte, because Caicedo, because these DMs do unorthodox ways of defending that they manage to reach the ball is what makes them so good. It's so unfortunate because I really want to sit here and have this like conversation with Chest about Caicedo is the best midfielder in the world, but he had a bad game today. A 5 or even a 4 out of 10. I don't know, chat. You let me know what you think.
don't really
4.
matter.
Wait, are you
What's the,
taking
what's the
Pedri?
rating?
Are you taking Pedri or Caicedo?
Caicedo.
Oh, in the midfield.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Without hesitation.
Yeah, without hesitation.
Pedri's unreal, but like I don't think our midfield runs about him. Like he is.
Caicedo is such a. If Caicedo was at
Caicedo's a
his
monster,
average,
but-
if Caicedo is at his average, and I like Pedri, mind you, like I do like Pedri, but Caicedo just gives me all around top ability, just all around. I think Pedri would struggle physically. I think Pedri defensively isn't as good as Caicedo. I could be waffling, but
No,
I do like Caicedo.
I do think if
like
we
me my
swapped it,
Caicedo.
like our midfield would like fall apart defensively. But
Like going
Like I said, I could be
forward,
waffling that
Pedri all day. I would take Pedri over Enzo Fernandez. Believe it or not, people.
I don't know. My dream midfield was Enzo and Caicedo. I'm just gonna back him because I think we got an unreal midfield. But I mean, it's
All
a
right,
good shout,
EPL
though.
Turf. How about you calm down because you don't live through my eyes and you don't know what I've seen. Yes, I have
mean,
seen
Pedri's
Pedri
one of
play.
the best
I am
midfielders
very
in the
well
world.
aware of how good Pedri is, but I'm taking Caicedo.
Okay.
I don't know. It's rare to get like a DM like this, man.
Yeah.
I just
No,
would
it's
not
rare to
swap
see.
Do y'all rate
If I-
Tonali? Do y'all rate Tonali?
Oh, yeah.
Tonali,
I wouldn't rate him over
yes,
Caicedo, but like, yeah, I
but
like
not
him.
over Caicedo.
I would have took him
Over
as well.
Rice?
Tonali over Rice?
I need to see more, baby.
Oh no, I would take Rice.
Really?
I need to see more, but Tonali's really good. I think Tonali.
Tonali's really good from deep lying positions, as far as from what I've seen. And I do think physically, he's adapted to the league more than I ever could have expected from coming from AC Milan. But I do think like Tonali isn't going to give me the creativity that maybe a Declan Rice could. He's not going to give me the progressive balls going forward that a Declan Rice can give
Oh,
me.
no, he
Like,
definitely. No. Tonali.
I need to see more Tonali then, because I don't see Tonali. that
Tonali
often.
gets the.
That's why I
Yo,
didn't say- I said I
if
need
you're
some
not
more.
doing anything tomorrow, Marshall, watch the freaking Barca. Newcastle game.
I'm watching that game. I'm watching that game.
I'll try. I just, unfortunately, I work
That
days.
game
Ah.
definitely watched. I like to see
It
big
it
games,
sucks
and that's a
working
big
during
game
the
to
day,
see
yeah.
because Newcastle. got
That's
good
gonna
players
be.
in it.
Woohoo.
I don't know who else is playing
Mhm.
tomorrow, but that's the game I'm definitely watching.
The other one's Man City, Napoli.
Yeah, see that.
I want to
It
watch
doesn't-
that one too because I need to see. First of all, I need to make sure Holland's okay because FPL, but also I want to
What do
see
you
what
mean
content
he's
looks
okay,
like
man?
in
He's
Europe.
cooking. What? I don't understand.
No, I need to make sure he comes out of it unscathed.
Oh,
You
he'll
never
be
know.
fine. Guy is a
Never know.
He probably doesn't
cyborg.
know
Rasmus-
about- he
The
probably
guy's a
doesn't know about
cyborg. His
accurate.
scheduled maintenance isn't for another few months.
You can get an injury. You never know. Hoyland being like, "I'm the real Haaland," and just
Is he?
fucking headbutts him or some shit. I don't know, but
Oh,
it's
it's
so
Hoyland.
unfortunate that this happened to Caicedo today. It's like, fuck
Yeah?
me, man. Of all games to have a really bad game, was this one. It doesn't matter. Any bad game is a bad game for
We still got
in
redemption. We still
general.
got redemption to go for.
Okay, hold up.
He has
I
got
need to correct this
redemption
notion. I
for
need
the
to correct this
Champions League.
notion. Caicedo is playing as DM, but he is not a DM. He is a center mid, just like
He's an 8.
Pedri as well.
He's an 8.
He's an 8.
He's a different kind of 8 because
Different
Pedri
kind
is
of 8.
Pedri. Yes, he does in the middle, obviously. Like
I think Pedri's a much more creative. Not even much more, but I'll say Pedri is more creative than
more
Caicedo.
flair, more style, more technique.
Yes.
Yeah.
But defensively,
Caicedo's
Caicedo
unbelievable
hasn't beat.
defensively.
Caicedo
Yeah,
has
of
Pedri
course.
beat.
See, it's nothing. It's even nothing on Pedri. Like, I just wouldn't replace Caicedo for anyone in the world. I don't think at this point.
Yeah.
Like, even for Rodri at this point, because Rodri right now, after that injury, different man. I think, like, when he won Ballon d'Or, I think he deserved it. But, like,
Prime Rodri.
No.
I think I would
See,
take Prime
you're-
Rodri.
no,
I know.
hang
You,
on.
no, hold on. Chris, calm down. I know you're not saying Prime Rodri. I'm saying I know you're saying
now.
Rodri now. But if we were
Yes.
talking about Prime Rodri, then I'm saying
I
I'd probably
love Rodri,
take
man. Like, he's so
Rodri
good.
over Caicedo.
but,
Because Prime Rodri is, bro.
but, like-
Prime
like I
Rodri
said,
wins you
Caicedo
games. And
has
shit.
redemption,
Caicedo has
right?
done it.
By the way, Caicedo has redemption. He has Barcelona, and he can show in that game. Like, I don't know when that is, but like,
Yeah.
there's
Let's
another
hope-
big game
let's
in
hope he
hand.
does.
But I'd rather beat Barcelona. I'll be honest. I'd rather beat Barcelona because like I hate those cunts, and yeah, I wouldn't want to lose to those cunts, man. Nah, fuck that.
I don't blame you for
Hopefully,
that.
Yamal
take
can
at
hold
all.
a stinker. Like, I don't know, Kukure's a lot better that game too, because we're gonna need in that one. I think we'll still
Yeah.
qualify no matter problem. No, yeah.
Yeah, I think
problem.
you'll qualify as well.
Like, we got a lot of smaller teams to go through. Like,
So-
I remember PSG having a bad run in the group stage. Like, they was
Mm-hmm.
near relegation of like the Champions League, but you know they scraped it or something. So
Let's talk about this goal that we conceded as well. This is the third goal.
we didn't see it. We didn't see this live, by the way. You know
No,
what
we
saw?
didn't. We saw
were
this
seeing-
after the fact.
We were seeing some other camera work of like a replay or something, and then all of a sudden, Kane's through 1-on-1. Like, and we had to see the replay. It's crazy. I hated that.
So,
anyone who had
it's-
Discovery Sports would know.
It's so unfortunate. Like, I want to say gusto, but at the same time, the way this is how petty I am, people. The way you motherfuckers want to blame Sanchez for that goal against Fulham when he doesn't pass it to the player, the short pass he has on the left hand side who's wide open. I kind of want to say that about this as well, instead of gusto, but I'm not going to because I'm just trying to show some inconsistencies and criticism here, people, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. We had a whole debate here, but yes, unfortunately, Gusto has a freaking heavy ass touch here,
Yeah.
and he gets his possessed.
And then he passed
James
it
is out of
to
position
James.
at that point because James is thinking,
Well, no,
all right,
If he passed it to James, normal, James would have just like passed it to like probably the guy in the middle. Like, but he just
yeah,
he panicked,
James is-
panicked, and he's like under pressure, and he just went down to the ground and just hit it. And James is not getting there. No way.
yeah.
And
No,
Harry
Sanchez
Kane
was
is
great
just-
today.
And who's that defender? Like
Kane
I
is
think-
clinical. Kane is clinical.
Yeah, like Kane
Yeah,
is way on
that's
side.
what Kane
This is a
does.
wicked
Like,
finish. This is
the
a
one
wicked
centre back
finish.
isn't ready. Who's it? Tosin? I can't
Yeah.
tell. Like,
People want to get upset with Tosin needs to defend it better, brother.
Oh,
Maldini has been shot and megged as well. Like, let's be real. Like,
That was
Kane's a good.
that was a
if
wonderful
anyone's looking
finish
at
from
Tosin
Kane.
for that, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's some FIFA video game finish, bro.
Yeah.
Made it look so
It
he made it
happens.
look that easy, like it's a fucking control.
Maybe
like,
it's
bro.
better we didn't watch this live because maybe a few of us might have like just heart attacks
Pew.
or whatever.
You know how many times
Yeah.
Kane's done that in his career?
Yeah.
That's
So
like
I'm
a
not-
signature Kane goal. Roll it off a man, take a touch,
Too easy.
take
for
another
him.
touch, and then just slot it like a low-driven shot.
He didn't really get a lot of chances, but like him and no, not him, Gnabry, Gnabry and Elise was cooking us in our attack. They was doing really well.
Gnabry played way better than
Like-
that. Thought.
What's his name? The other winger you bought from Liverpool. Oh, fuck.
Luis Diaz.
I thought he was okay, but he didn't do the whole lot.
He didn't play as good as I thought. I
Yeah.
thought he would be more of one of our better.
And then but he's like, I think it's Gusto or Chalobah, like he's just trying to get like left or right, but they did pretty well, and he shot straight at the keeper.
Yeah.
But he didn't
This
really do
is-
the whole way, yeah.
Brother.
But yeah,
I
he's
mean,
a
like,
beast. See,
okay, but
the-
even if his positioning is good, I've still seen Kane score goals like that.
what do you mean? It's like
Is
I
it?
don't know, I just-
Hatred blinds so many people
I
from
get it,
actual
like-
football analysis. First of all, look at where Sanchez is, right? When he makes the initial pass. Brother's not even expecting Gusto
you
to
don't.
have the heavy touch of the high heavens.
And keepers
Yeah.
move like this so they can receive the ball if you want to pass
Yes,
it back
because
to
he's
them.
involved in the
don't
play.
They don't stand there or
The
static in the
audacity
middle.
to come out here and say Sanchez horrible positioning.
I had this
Bro,
argument with Kappa
give it
before.
up. Just understand
I
you.
heard-
I don't.
I
Even
heard
Good
someone
Sanchez,
say. I heard someone say Sanchez horrible. That's the only rereason I'm here.
Right here.
Oh, let's talk.
And this is the goal that we
But
concede.
Keepers move like this anyway. Okay, well now he's moving back.
No, okay, no. I'll be. Let me. Sorry, never mind. Sorry, I apologize. I interrupted. Someone was talking.
Well, like
No,
I say,
I-
like the reason I was gonna say
Go
the
on,
reason
go on,
for
go
that
on, go
position
on, go
because
on.
like he's gonna expect maybe say if we pass it back to like Chalobah, Chalobah can pass it back to Sanchez and he can just boot it out or whatever.
Are you looking
Because,
at the
like, they-
Kane goal?
Yes. Yes. But yeah, I don't think there's anything to Sanchez.
What is this?
I gotta watch these PSG highlights.
Yeah.
I'll be real. Okay, for the Kane goal. Let me
I
get it up on
understand, Brian, to an extent, but at the same time, if Gusto doesn't have a fucking 20-pound touch, then he doesn't get put in this position. I also will say, because this is Prime, this is where I want to be consistent. I don't know if you were there last season, first leg of Fulham, when we were talking about how the late Fulham goal is on Sanchez because instead of passing it to Tosin or whoever it was, Levi on his left, he boots it.
Yeah.
This is one of those occasions where, like Chalobah, you have the pass on your left, but you give it to Gusto, who's under pressure.
Because
I'm not gonna say it's on Chalobah, but I'm just pointing that out.
I'm on the TNT thing, right? And I'm trying to pull the footage back, but it's not allowing me to. Obviously, you have it here from the goal kick, right? Can you pull it back to the goal kick?
Yeah, hold up.
Oh, CBS. Okay. All right, so Sanchez plays it out to Chalobah. That's fine. Okay, pull it back a bit before Chalobah takes the touch. Yeah, Chalobah. Okay, Chalobah takes it. He takes the touch, which drags. I'm assuming that's Gnabry towards him. Like, Chalobah should play the pass back into, I think that's Reece in the right center mid. Either you play it to Reece, even though that's a bit of a brave pass for Chalobah to make, or like you play it to Gusto. Continue. Gusto needs to have a better first touch. I'm not gonna blame Chalobah. Gusto
Honestly,
needs to have a
though,
better first touch.
he needs to have a better first touch, but I understand why he takes the touch because I think he understands he's under pressure and he's trying to get out of that pressure. But because he takes the heavy touch, he runs into Gnabry.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like, but
he
yeah,
couldn't
but
boot it
he's not closed down. His bad touch allows him to get closed down. If he just takes a touch, kills it at him, right, and then like you can play the pass back then into James.
Yeah, break down the mistakes up to the goal dots. What's going on with you, bro? This is football analysis.
We could have had a few goals, to be fair.
Like
Yes.
if he had taken a better first touch there, Gusto, then you could just play that pass back to James. We're fine. Like, so I'm not gonna. You guys know how I'm like with Chalobah. I'm not blaming him for that necessarily. I'm blaming Gusto for the bad first touch.
Brother, and I understand. The thing is, though, first of all, I'm pointing out inconsistencies because no one said that when Sanchez booted it up the field. And then all these other players get jinky-majinkied, and then we concede a goal. Everyone was easy to blame it on Sanchez. I'm just trying to be fair, right?
Yeah,
because that's the same criticism for Sanchez. I want to have the same criticism for Chalobah.
Yeah, but I
I'm
think
not
this is
having
the
it.
wrong. I think it's the wrong
I understand.
criticism to have.
This
I
is
don't
more
think
on Gusto's heavy touch. But you see all the space that James has here. Like it's more space
no,
than what Gusto
but
has.
that's a brave pass for Chalobah to make. I don't expect Chalobah to make that. Chalobah making the pass to Gusto is the right one. Gusto just needs to take a better first touch. If it's a better first touch, then we're fine. You can play the pass back to James or to James, and then we're fine, and then we can play it off again and we play out. But it's because of the bad first touch which allows you to get pressed. You weren't getting pressed if you have a better first touch, and that's the annoying thing. But I'm assuming you guys have all spoken on the game. My thoughts on it.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Like maybe first 5, Bayern started well, and then 10 minutes after that it was Chelsea.
It was. I remember tweeting the goal was against the run of play. You're right.
Yeah, and then your goal, you guys got a free kick, and then the free kick got played. Referee was in the way. Then you guys got your drop ball, but because we were still in our shape to defend
we just took advantage of a. We took advantage.
Yeah. Kimmich played it out quick to Olise out on the right, which then meant I saw people saying that why didn't Cucurella go out? Because Cucurella was in his position for the set piece. João Pedro went out there. I think João Pedro should have done better, but Olise is cold. So
Olise's skin's really good.
But the ball Olise plays in, Tosin and Chalobah, you both have to do better. You're right next to it. One of you have to clear it.
How do you clear it though, bro? That ball, I actually thought at first Sanchez should have done something about it. But when you see the velocity and where he hit it, it took a little bounce. That's a hard ball to deal with.
I know, but
that's a very difficult. And think about it, bro. No disrespect to Tosin and Chalobah. At best, they're decent defenders.
No, I know, but that's my point.
And you're asking them to make a high level.
I don't, bro. I don't. I'm watching it back.
That's a good ball in. Do you agree?
Oh no. Oh, it's all. Yeah, I know it's a good ball in.
Yeah,
but
I just think we caught you out. We got a bit fortunate because of circumstance. It was what it was for me.
Like, I just think Sanchez is right there. Tosin's right there. But one of you guys should have that. Well, maybe probably even Tosin. Someone should have that. And then the ball is played between you guys. And then, who's the goal? Who's the player? The Bayern player is ahead of Chalobah.
Upamecano.
Yeah, is ahead of
Chalobah. Putting pressure on. Yeah.
Yeah. Upamecano's like ahead of Chalobah, and it's a Chalobah own goal. But like, I just think it's poor defending from the set piece. We're switched off.
Yeah, you switched
off. I get the thing of like Chalobah and Tosin aren't high level center backs. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you still need to be switched on. One of us should have been switched on, and we weren't.
Yeah, but because they're only like decent center, like they're not that. It's the same thing with Burn and Cher, bro. I can't ask these guys to make a high level defensive play because
I don't think that's high level defensive play. I just think it's just
to get rid on. Bro, that was a great ball in.
No, I know it's a great. I know. I'm not just talking about the ball played in. I just mean you need to be switched on. They weren't switched on.
Yeah, because they're decent center backs. 6 out of 10 times they're switched on. You just got with the other 4.
Okay. There it is. The second one, I don't know if it's a pen because I haven't watched it back. So
I got you.
Cher would not clear that. Nah, Cher ain't clear.
I'll find it. Give me a second.
Cher ain't clear that.
I did have it.
Limer, Olise. Yeah, it's a pen.
Yeah.
Caicedo, okay, yeah, it's a pen. It's a clear pen. Yeah,
it's a pen. It's annoying, bro. Well, it's a pen.
It's annoying because this is one of Caicedo's worst performances in the worst time on a debut for UCL.
I'll be real with Caicedo. He was left on an island by himself, and this is what happens when you play high-level football. He was Enzo had his moments, but for the most part, he was anonymous in the game. He didn't help out enough in midfield. And I know people talk about Bayern midfield not being. I know people say Bayern midfield is not great, but you're playing in the Champions League against high-level opposition. You cannot leave Caicedo on his own. Enzo had to do more to help out, and he didn't.
I thought he was trucking back.
Enzo, to be fair, I feel
a couple of players into a goal kick, like Harry Kane.
And this is my first big piece of criticism I've said about Enzo this season. By the way, I've not like got onto him like others have, but like I think because Caicedo, and not even for that penalty, but in general in the game, it felt like Caicedo and certain parts was just on his own in midfield. Like I don't think Caicedo was bad, to be fair today. But he wasn't at his best, and that was because I don't think he was bad. He wasn't at his best at all.
If you give him a 10,
what do you give him out of a 10?
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, what rating?
I think maybe a 5. I think like
okay, that's fair. Then I agree. Just for me, for Caicedo standards, I think it's bad. But that's for Caicedo standards. In general. Then yeah, I think he's okay.
Even for his standards, like that's why I say, well, he had shit decision making and touches.
5 out of 10.
Yeah, he was also that as well. To be fair, I agree with CP there. He was also that as well. But I just think like, did anyone notice in the game that like we didn't play the way we played against PSG? Our whole like press.
We tried to, but the press was totally off.
We did it in spurts throughout the game. We didn't control the game either. No. Like it was like very just against a Bayern team that like. I mean, I speak to Bayern fans like Steve and Zir and Liam. They don't. Bayern aren't meant to be. I mean, it's still Bayern, but Bayern aren't meant to be great. And
yeah,
they weren't that great against us. I don't think they were that good against us. Still,
we were like, better than you, but you were at a low level.
It was end to end for about 60 minutes, and then their experience showed, and they started just controlling the game after that.
Yeah, it was light work.
They in the second half they played a lot more like kind of conservative and breaking on us on the counter, and then they controlled the game after about 60 minutes or so. And then they got their third, and that killed the game. Kane for the second goal, I don't get the criticism towards like tossing and stuff. I think Kane's overall movement for that for his second goal, Bayern's third, was class. Kane's just a class player.
Sorry, multitasking because I'm also in the middle of a meeting because the stream went off a little longer than I needed it to.
I thought I was frozen. No one
No. I'm really trying my best. People chat. I'm trying the best I can. But
sorry, my bad.
I'm multitasking like a motherfucker.
If I came on when you guys were about to end, I apologize. Sorry.
I was trying to get towards the end. We were getting there, but no, you didn't come in too late.
No, it's fine.
And I think, listen, overall, at the end of the day, we weren't at our best today. I think that midfield was non-existent. I kind of disagree with what Prime was saying. Like, I'm not putting too much onus on Enzo because Enzo was deputized as the 10 today and to help with the attack more than to help with the defense. If you want to criticize Reece James, Chris's favorite player, then I could hear that.
No, okay.
I don't think Reece
what was Enzo's job in the team today?
To
I have
help.
No idea.
To help create attacks.
Link up the attack.
And also press from the attack.
I don't think he really did it overall. And again, in spurts, he had his moments, just like Chelsea in the game had our moments. But overall, I don't really think he did that.
Yeah.
Also, Kimmich was allowed to play on the ball. Kimmich was allowed to play on the ball way too much for my liking.
But to be fair, though, Prime, like, okay, I know you said, I know your answer because you said it, but on paper, Football's not paid on paper, ladies and gents. You know, believe it or not. This is also why I say half the things I say, because football's not played on paper. In an ideal world, on paper, Bastoni with Tosin or Bastoni with any of our defenders looks great. But when you put it on a football pitch, maybe it doesn't work that way. But my point in saying that is that today, against that Bayern Munich defense, midfield, I would think that Caicedo wouldn't even break a sweat. This isn't Vitinha. No. And that's from ignorance. That's ignorance. Just straight up ignorance. I don't know the players, so.
All right, Popovich.
Yeah, but Steve, I'm admitting I don't know the player.
Did he play?
But
No,
I know,
that's cool.
I know this isn't prime Kimmich. I know.
No, it's not.
I expected Goretzka to play, to be honest.
Better at right back.
Yeah, but Kimmich, for a guy that people say he's shit in midfield, the way he put his foot on the ball today.
Yeah, but prime. That's what he does. He gives you the illusion that every once in a while he does this. But then again, I keep saying it.
See,
we play FC Asperger and it don't happen.
Steve, I know, but that's my point. Enzo against PSG, you're the one that played on Vitinha. So in this game, you playing as our 10, I'm assuming you then should have been on Kimmich and not allowed him to play on the ball and disrupt Bayern a lot more. Like, I'm not, to be fair, I'm not even trying to target Enzo. I don't want people to think that's what I'm doing. Because Neto also wasn't good in the game either.
No.
He's someone that people should really talk about. He was poor.
We can talk about it right now, because this is why, and listen, I don't think this is like the end all be all and this game is going to define my point. But I have been fighting with Chris on this.
On what?
I rather keep Pedro Neto at right wing than deputize him at the left wing. Because everyone keeps telling me like, oh, why are we getting left wingers, or why are we getting these left wingers when we have Neto? Because listen, I think Neto's good, but I just don't think you can rely on him constantly to play on that left wing. He can give you a good game here and there, but we don't need a good game here or there. We need consistent performances. On the right wing, Neto this season has been giving me consistent performances. And yeah, I understand you want to put Palmer in there. That's fine. I get it. You can get good performances out of Palmer in the 10 and still get good performances. Well, you can still get a good performance from Palmer in the 10 and get a better performance from Neto today on that right wing, in my opinion.
Okay, I didn't watch our game against Brentford at all. I didn't watch any games at the weekend. So, barring last weekend's games, we've played 3 Premier League games and Neto played on the left for 2 of them.
We played against Fulham and who's the other game?
We played
last game as well. I remember the Fulham game because I thought we
Who
played.
the fuck did we play, people?
No,
Crystal Palace.
Oh, did he play left against Crystal Palace?
No,
I
Palace
don't remember
was
if
the
he
first
did.
game.
He played left against Fulham,
and then we played someone else before last week's game.
Chat, help us out here.
I just remember him playing on left against.
And he's
Fulham
been he's played at least the first 3 games. He played 2 of them on the left.
West Ham.
Yes.
Yeah,
and he played the 2 games on the left.
Guess what, man? Guess what? We won both those games.
And also played the final, the Club World Cup final on the left.
I know.
I just think I get what you're saying, Marshall, but then it's on Maresca to take the chance on Esteva or not on Gittins and let him play and build up confidence. Or even, and I don't want this to happen, Garnacho, because Garnacho is the one that came off the bench tonight, not Gittins.
I don't even like, and that's the thing, Prime. Today, if Maresca said I'm playing Gittins today, I wouldn't have even been that upset because it actually makes sense. This is a player that is already used to playing Bayern. He's used to Bundesliga. He knows how these teams set up. That could give you an edge. I could understand maybe playing him because of that edge, that knowledge. I also understand not playing him because he hasn't been great lately. I get both sides of it. Garnacho, today, he came on and he looked better than Neto. I can't believe I'm saying that.
He looked better.
Guys,
Yeah,
I'm ending the stream. End the stream.
He actually tried to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fine. If like, then again, like I said, it's on Maresca to give at least one of those two left wingers a chance to play and build some sort of momentum.
Mhm.
So
But then you also have to realize what Neto does for us off the ball, playing off the left, and also playing off the right. Without him playing there, you're then asking Gittins or Garnacho to be able to have that work. And I don't know if they have that in them yet, meaning that could expose us a little bit on that left side. If Cuckoo's like inverting or whatever and he gets caught out, that means we've got a right winger running up against Chalaba or Tosun. So I don't know. Like, I think we've got Man United next, so who knows who plays out there.
I
Oh
would
my
rather,
God.
if we're gonna do like one or two wingers play Garnacho, one, I think he's playing better than Gittins, and two, it's United. He's gonna want to play against them probably and just prove his point. Like,
But it's
you
United,
guys,
so
not-
they also
he's
know
got the
how he
edge of him.
plays.
Well, that's true. Yes, that's true. They're gonna know how he plays, and he's got good movement and he can take a shot, but not a good shot anyway, really, because he doesn't really score a lot of goals.
So the game ended, right? And I had a stream at Mike's for like an hour and a half or whatever. So I don't know I mean, I know what Chelsea fans are like, so I can assume. But what is the reaction from people on socials?
Do you want me to answer that first?
Here's one of them.
Nah, that's BS. Name all the players you have mudded. Wait, what? We haven't mudded anyone? You signed 30 plus players.
How
Wait,
many
what?
have banged?
Do
We
you-
have
all the
people
players
already
that
saying
started
Maresca
it.
shit. This is bound to
Oh, yeah.
happen. There's like
Wait, but
JP
if
bringing
we
back the
don't-
argument of this is why we need center backs. You got
I mean-
Scott in the group chat saying like, you see why we need center backs? Like,
I
the
do
original
agree.
argument was never
I mean-
the defensive abilities of the center backs. It was the passing ability, which today was there.
A nation.
So
But for me, when you said not Chalobah, Colwell had the whole package for me anyway. That was the whole thing. Like,
Hey,
you
yo.
could read
We
the
aren't
game
getting
well.
Champions League. Oh, is that what Chelsea fans are saying? We're not finishing.
Well,
and
the
that
thing-
too. Chelsea
Really?
fans are saying we're not winning the champs, which all right, fine.
No, no,
Oh,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't.
Or we're not
Yeah.
gonna
I
do
think
well.
we can win champs. I don't think we will, but
I think
we
we
can.
will.
I don't think you can win a champs with Sanchez. I don't.
hey.
But why are you bringing up Sanchez today? He
Steve,
saved us.
Yeah.
Steve. Oh, also, hey, speaking of Sanchez, thank you, Steve. Sanchez, his shot stopping ability, fine, was actually good today. Even though in the first half, Bayern's second last corner, did anyone see what he did on that?
It's when he tried grabbing it.
Yeah, he tipped
That
it.
one?
Yeah.
Because if he had let it go, it would have landed to a Bayern
Yeah.
player and would have put us in a worse
he tried,
position.
no, he tried to catch that, bro.
He tried to
And he
catch
missed
it
it.
and he ended up tipping it. Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah.
no, his
That was funny. Remember
his
that.
shot stopping was fine. All jokes
Mhm.
aside for that, it was fine. But remember in the Club World Cup final, everyone praised his ball playing ability, and since then, all of a sudden, he's now a brilliant ball playing goalkeeper. Did you watch that second half? Every time he tried playing that ball out to Gusto, he would overhit the pass and play that out play. You know, whatever, man. It's
Yeah.
agenda. It doesn't matter.
Remember.
Apparently, I have an agenda.
All right.
Yeah, shit.
No,
I
hear the
do need to wrap
passing
it up, so let's
and,
get final points.
the ball claiming. he
Final
was a little bit
point.
shaky.
If we got gifted goals, well, damn it, we opened the gifts. That's what
Mhm.
good teams do. That's all I have to say.
I mean,
The Chelsea fan copium, though, I love it, and I can't wait when Newcastle beat Chelsea at home and we lose at Stamford Bridge. We can do it all over again. That's all I have to say.
Man said when Chelsea, you can't even say that out loud at Chelsea.
What?
I'm just worried about the Man United game. I hope.
Chris, do not even entertain that thought.
Bro, Man United, cool. Hey, no problem.
Like,
If-
I think we'll beat them, but like, if we make mistakes like we did today and they
Bro,
just like somehow
I-
punish us, like in
I'm
Bembo or something,
so.
Oof.
I've been so worried that they'll sack Maresca
Amorim.
for our game,
yeah,
bro.
hasn't happened,
Yeah.
has it?
If
Now
we-
I'm so worried they get a result regardless. So.
We will see.
I would hate a draw.
We will see. But I am agreeing with Curry on this. If we don't get a result against Man United, we will be having very uncomfortable conversations. Even in draw, there's context to the draw a little bit, but also I understand.
There's already context.
Is Jose to Benfica official? Like, is it like
Not
announced
yet.
by Benfica?
Not yet, but we'll see and we'll report it here.
If
Like
we
I said,
lose
I do have to
United,
go, guys.
Chelsea fans are gonna say bring Jose back.
I mentioned I'm in a
Bring him
work meeting
back.
right now, so I have to close this
Big
out.
2025 now. It's
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I should have started earlier, to be honest, but it's okay. All right, ladies and gents, copy and paste the raid message. Let Don Hussam know where you're coming from because he got a late minute winner against Atletico Madrid. Lucky for him. I wish we were so lucky. And yeah, guys, we'll be back again possibly tomorrow or Friday for a match preview of Man United. I'm trying to figure that out right now. It might not even happen, but just keep your eyes peeled in case that does happen. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Smash a like if you haven't done so already. Check out the other content creators down below in the description. Check out Steve's channel as well. And also memberships, 5 different tiers or 4 different tiers starting at 99p. I give shout outs to those guys that are the proper casual and higher tiered members. And that's going to go out to Not Yandu, Morning Zombie, Mo Beta, JBs, Gabriel Mejia, Lanry Sadiq, A Soliman, EE, Dark, and Adrian. Big up to you guys always for the support. And big up to everyone else for the support. We'll be back again soon. Unfortunately, we can't be talking about a victory today, but maybe we'll be talking about victory, especially after that United game. It's a must. It's a must. I know I say it every time. Oh, this is the worst United side in history, and they're not getting a manager bounce. So now
Marshall,
we must.
I know you're sorry. I know you're gonna end. Sorry. You remember when we played Man United early in the season last year? I remember your stream that you did before the game, and you kept talking about how we're gonna.
They had a manager
United.
bounce. I could blame it on the manager bounce because Ten Hag didn't stay.
And all of that.
This time they have the worst record and manager since World War II. So
I know.
this is a must. This is a must.
No.
But I do.
My
Prime,
point was,
Prime,
I have the
Prime,
clips. I
Prime.
have the clips. Sorry.
I have to end. And it's not. It better not be just me. It better be like 90% of the Chelsea fan base because we were saying the same thing. But all right, I gotta head out.
I didn't say you're repeating them. So
guys, have a wonderful night. Stay casual. Peace out.